Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Lisa Bedeau, Scott Ingen,
and Dillon.
The flying Dillon vote.
I fly.
I miss Dillon on Thursdays and Fridays.
Yeah, I'm doing other things. I'm keeping busy, don't worry.
Plenty
off
busy.
Of first news. Plucked me off of first news. So that's
just for the time being.
Yep, just for the time being.
Okay.
A couple more weeks.
Cool.
We're good.
But you can still tell us about the weather on our Facebook Live.
I can. And guess what? We're already warmer than we were yesterday.
Woo-hoo.
All day yesterday. What are we at right now? 5 degrees? We're at 7 degrees?
Heat wave.
Whew. Don't call it heat wave yet.
Yesterday was brutal.
Yeah, yesterday's high was 2.
Yeah.
2 degrees is the high temperature all day yesterday.
Cold.
So we're already warmer than yesterday. And we're only going to get warmer.
Good.
20s, I think, by the afternoon. So, yeah, 20s by the afternoon. Of course, you've probably seen things on Facebook or other posts about a big winter storm next week. We're watching it. We're not going to, pull the trigger too soon here. It's not what we do here at WDAY. So we're continuing to watch it. Right now, just plan for get ready because it's going to shift. Right now, this storm is off the coast of Alaska, so don't get too excited about it or too, worried about it yet. We'll continue to track it as we go throughout the rest of this weekend. And we'll know a lot more, probably by tomorrow and even by the end of the weekend. We're like 5 to 6 days out, and this storm is thousands of miles away, so don't freak out about it yet. And this weekend, it's going to be nice.
Nice.
Temperature is at or above freezing.
I love it,
Like,
love it.
That's like shorts weather after what we went through yesterday. So
Yeah.
Perfect for tailgating. The
Yeah.
Bison game tomorrow
Yeah.
afternoon. People will be tailgating all afternoon.
Exactly.
In their shorts.
exactly. Why not?
Flip-flops.
Why not?
Okay,
So
maybe not.
yeah, that's all I got for weather. I think.
Sounds good.
All right. Sounds
Dillon.
good. Thank
Appreciate
you
you.
for the good news. All right, thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live. Before we jump into some of our news headlines, I just want to remind you, of course, we do this live every morning between 8 and 8:30. You can watch it on our InForum YouTube channel. You can also find it on your favorite podcast platform as well. Just go to inforum.com/podcast to find the InForum Minute.
Lydia's doing a live cut-in for GMA right now, so we're going to talk a little quieter as we go into some of these headlines. One big story we've been following all morning long is Minnesota State Trooper is being credited with saving a life after tracking down a missing woman. She had Alzheimer's, and she was lost in that bitterly cold temperature yesterday. It was pretty wild.
Super scary.
Yeah.
Super scary.
If you've ever been part of a situation like that, it's really scary when those people go missing, of course. So Detroit Lakes police say that Trooper Mike Lundeen came to help as soon as he heard that the missing person report went out. And he was actually not asked to join the party officially, but he just did it on his own accord, which is really awesome of him. So he ended up finding a set of footprints in town, and he followed them to a rocky area near Detroit Lake, where he then found that woman. He then huddled with her while calling for help, and then eventually she was taken to the ER for evaluation, and she is expected to survive, but the police have not released her name, and of course they're calling him a hero today.
It's an incredible story. We read it this morning and listening to you tell it again, I'm just like, it's just amazing.
It
Thank
really
goodness
is.
he stepped in to help and they found her when they did, of course. A big story. Another story we're tracking for you this morning. A woman is dead after a house fire in Pennington County. The house was just south of Thief River Falls. Firefighters were called out Wednesday morning, and after they put out the flames, they found the woman's body inside that home. Her name is not being released until family is notified. The cause of that fire is still under investigation, so we'll continue to track that for you.
All right, the family of a man who bled to death in a Cass County jail cell is suing the county, Essentia Health, and others that are involved in that case. The family of Luke Leducer filed the federal lawsuit alleging that the actions of the defendants led to his death back in 2020. So let's take you back to the original incident. Leducer called 911 reporting that he was suicidal. Upon arrival, police learned that he had a Class B felony charge, and then they took him into custody. From the apartment where he was at, police took Leducer to Essentia Health, who cleared him after just 5 minutes. Then the jail staff did check on him throughout the day, and they claimed that he had no signs of needing medical attention. But eventually, a deputy noticed something was wrong with the man, and then they went to his aid. Now, the complaint does suggest that Leducer died of internal bleeding, and his autopsy showed that he died of natural causes.
High school students in Crookston are coming to the rescue. 10 students will graduate from the First Responder Academy next week. It's a 10-week course, free of charge. It allows students to get a hands-on feel for various roles of being a first responder. Students learn a new skill every week. The program is a partnership between local law enforcement, EMS, and firefighters. One of the lead instructors there, she's a college student, also a full-time EMT. She told us a program like this for high school students is critical, especially in small communities where they rely on full-time and volunteer first responders.
Yeah, a good program they got going on there. Love to see it. All right, let's see. Where else we got? The Express Clinic, at Altru Professional Center is now open at a new location, but it's still in the same building on South Washington Street, but it did move to a more visible spot within that building where the patients can easily access it. That Express Clinic is open Monday through Friday from 7 to 7 and Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 7. You can now find it on the east side of the building.
You might have noticed this on social media, on your Facebook feed and everywhere else this week. Minnesota DFL lawmakers took to social media this week to push back actually against their own leaders, insisting that they would fight to exempt all Social Security income from state taxes once they take office. Now, it was the first sign of tension among new DFL Senate majority leaders that will hold the chamber by just a single vote come January. Both Republicans and Democrats had agreed to drop the state income tax on Social Security benefits earlier this year as part of a tax bill. But of course, this is what sometimes happens. The proposal failed to make it across the finish line after it kind of got caught in end of session disagreements.
All right, today, if you want to voice your comments or concerns about that Highway 10 expansion project through Wadena, you're going to have your chance to do that. The Minnesota DOT will be meeting with any interested parties from 4 o'clock this afternoon until 6 this evening to hear public input about thoughts on this project. That meeting will be held at the Maslowski Wellness and Research Center, and the expansion is set to cost around $35 million.
It seems like a lot of people are sick right now, and not just here in Fargo-Moorhead. It's a nationwide problem.
Really is.
But we talked to both doctors at Essentia Health in Samford here in Fargo yesterday, and they say a lot of people are sick. In fact, this is interesting. The North Dakota Department of Health's weekly influenza report shows 862 new cases of the virus just last week. Wow. 818 of those cases last week were tied to influenza A. I know we've talked on the national level as well, COVID, influenza, RSV. We even have had our first death from influenza this season in North Dakota. So it's a problem. The hospitals are kind of overwhelmed with the numbers right now. So.
Yeah, from kind of a bummer of a story to a more fun story, let's talk about the Christmas season and your favorite Christmas movies. This is a story we ran this morning on First News. It's pretty fun. But Google Trends suggests that this nation might actually agree on something for once, and that's what their favorite Christmas movie is. Nearly 80% of the country says National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is their favorite Christmas movie. Other favorites include Die Hard and The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, we, of course, checked this list to find out what North Dakota and Minnesota's favorite movies are. In North Dakota, the movie is Love Actually, and then in Minnesota, no surprise, it is Christmas Vacation.
I love that movie.
It's great.
I can watch it just over and over. And it was actually on TV yesterday. I watched it. And then what was the movie afterwards? I hadn't ever watched it. You were talking with...
Was it
Christmas
with the Cranks?
Christmas
right?
with the Cranks.
Okay, yeah.
I had never watched it.
That's
and
a
I
good
only
one.
got it, like 20 minutes in. So anyway, Elf has to be on that list.
Yeah,
Elf,
for
one
sure.
Of my favorites.
A lot of good Christmas movies. Going to be watching those a lot throughout the next few weeks.
Okay, tomorrow is Friday. We already touched on this because tailgating is going to be happening all afternoon. The game at 6 o'clock tomorrow, leading into what's going to happen. Got to tune in with Dom Izzo. Hot Mike, he's already in. That show goes on 9/11 on WDAY Extra, InForum.com. Very excited for that game. Not sure where I'm going to watch it yet.
For sure. Oh, we also have a deal to tell you about. Lisa, what are the details on that
Okay,
deal?
this is awesome because everyone loves the deal. Going on until at least the 23rd of December. Half off your annual subscription to InForum.com. Really, that's what you get. The person who has everything, this is the gift that just keeps on giving.
Yeah, they can get all sorts of updates and news stories and good content.
Yeah, go to InForum.com/subscribe to get that deal. 50% off your annual subscription. And that's only good now for a few more weeks till the 23rd of December.
And then before we let you go, just a breaking headline. Brittany Griner is coming back to the U.S. as part of a prisoner swap for, I believe, a Russian arms dealer. We're going to be talking a lot more about that story at 11 o'clock on our newscast. So tune in for that. We're going to have the latest updates on that throughout the day, and I'm sure on Inforum.com as well. And then we have...
You're going to be on at 11 today.
Yes, I am.
No
I'm
break
in
for Scott.
Yeah, I'm in at 11 o'clock, me and Dillon, so make sure you tune in. We'll have all the latest updates on national, local stories, and then, of course, our newscasts continue at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 as well.
Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us.